started this afternoon. At this time, I'd like to call Mr. Mike to lead the stage and lead us all in the pledge to the American flag.
Attention, salute, pledge.
Great job, guys. I'd like to take a moment to welcome our family members and friends to our 2019 Oak Grove 5th grade graduation. It's been a joy continuing to serve our 5th grade students and parents this year. My only regret is that after seeing another year of growth from them, it's finally time to wish them luck and say goodbye. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank our 5th grade teachers, Mrs. Miller, Mrs. Painter, and Mrs. Smith for their hard work but I'd like to thank them for their hard work and their commitment to our students this year. I've never thought teachers are appreciated enough for all the things that we expect of them. Each of these ladies has families of their own, and each of them has the professionalism to be able to put aside their family lives and come to school each day on a mission to teach their guts out for our students. What's never seen is all the extra time they put into their planning and preparation for our students, after school, on weekends, and into the summer. I'm so honored to have the opportunity to work with them. Their work to make sure that today's program is special for our Oak Grove families is a testament to the love that they have for their students. So thank you for helping to recognize them tonight. I'd also like to thank Mr. Todd Shoemaker and Mr. Andrew Coggin for allowing us to use this beautiful facility this evening. I'd also like to acknowledge Mrs. Leah Payne and our Oak Grove BAT for helping us with the decorations this evening. We're truly blessed. We're truly blessed to have such wonderful people supporting our students and teachers. I'd also like to, I'd also like to welcome another special guest this evening. I'd like to say thank you to our 4th District School Board member and Board Chairman, Mr. Troy Weathers. I appreciate him taking the time to be with us on this special day to help honor and recognize our Oak Grove students. And we appreciate your terrific support of our students and teachers. We're here tonight to recognize all of our 5th grade students. They've made achievements in academics, as well as other areas such as music, physical education, and school involvement. I'm so proud of their hard work. Having a 14-year-old son of my own, I know that these students are not having success all on their own. So I also want to recognize the parents and the family members here tonight that play an important part in your child's education. Between math homework, vocabulary, tougher standards, increased testing, and all the extracurricular activities that our kids are involved in, these students have a lot on their plates. And with these higher expectations, our students will demand even more parent involvement to maintain their success. I believe the most important investment that we can make as parents is the time and the energy we devote to our children. With all the distractions that we have today, it's not always easy to find the time to connect with our kids. But it's a sacrifice that we have to make to ensure that our students have the absolute best opportunities for their future. So parents, I ask that you continue encouraging your children to read over the summer, visit the public library, even our little library in the front of our school. Reading ability is one of the most important factors that will determine the success of our children. And I believe that this is a great way to model for our children that they're the most important thing to us. These students have worked hard to meet the new standards that have been consistently placed before them. Next year will bring a whole new set of challenges, a new school, new teachers, new friends, and a new set of even higher academic expectations. And I know in my heart that our Oak Grove students will rise to that challenge. So parents, thank you for your commitment to our students. I hope everyone enjoys your evening. Thank you very much. At this time, I'd like to ask Mr. Troy Weathers to come up.
Ms. Painter said, "Don't make me cry." I said, "Well, I'm not reading, I'm just going to speak." But on behalf of the Bryan County Board of Education and Dr. Cash, our Director of Schools, let me first say, students, congratulations. What a great opportunity you're going to have being a part of Oak Grove and also moving on to middle school. I had a parent this year here at Bradley come up to me the other day. Well, let me back up just a minute. My wife constantly tells me that I say the same thing over and over. Have you ever been told that, Ben? You never change your story. I said, well, there's no reason to, because what I say is right. She doesn't always agree with that, though. But here's something I've always said, and I do believe this with all my heart, is today, if you as grandparents, you as parents, will be involved in your child's education as much as you have been the last 5 years, I will guarantee you that your child will be successful. They will graduate high school and go on to college or go on to a trade. Now you say, well, now how can you guarantee that, Mr. Weathers? Well, let me assure you, everybody that took my advice and got involved in their child's education, and if you haven't been involved in it, get involved in it, because we tell you, great challenges. I don't know, has anybody lived through middle school yet? I've got 2 teachers over here that their children's going to, their students going to go to middle school. Trust me, it's a different world. It'll be challenging. You want to pull your hair out, and you want to pull theirs too, probably. Let me assure you, they're going to tell you, Mom, Dad, Mama, Papa, whatever they refer to you, they're going to say, don't come and see me at middle school. Don't do anything, don't say anything, don't embarrass me. Well, let me tell you, do it every day. Because they really want you to come, by the way. They say they don't want you to, but they really do. And they're going to tell you when it's over, he didn't know what he was talking about when you get home. But I'm telling you, that's what it's going to take in today's world to make sure these students stay on track to be successful. I had a parent last week came up to me and he said, Mr. Weathers, he said, when my son was in the 5th grade, and he was graduating from Oak Grove, I might add, he said, you made a comment for me to stay involved in my child's education. And he said, I took it to heart. Exact words he used. And his son is just graduated last Saturday with honors. We have a special course up here for students that excel called the Cameras Program. And trust me, it is identified across the world, not in just the United States. The Cameras Program is one that is unbelievable, and it's very difficult and very hard. But the students who take it, I think we had 18 students from Bradley that passed that course this year and graduated. But he said, my son is graduating with honors from the Cameras Program. He says, it's because I listened to what you said. Now, he could be fibbing. I hope he was listening. This is what he said. He said, because I didn't say anything. I didn't get to speak at that one, so he didn't know that I would probably say it again. But he said, I listened to you, and I stayed involved, and I know that he did. And his son is going to be a very successful person, I promise you. He's got a full scholarship to college of his choice. That's true. So, folks, I'm just telling you, please stay involved. Grandparents stay involved, parents stay involved, and go to everything they do. Be involved in the PTO. If you're going to Lake Forest or Ocoee Middle, parents, be involved. That's what makes the difference with your students. And when you're involved, it will make a difference. I remember, and I'm going to tell you a little short story. You should never give me the mic. He didn't give it to me this morning because he was afraid I'd talk too long. But we got all night. I remember when I decided to be involved in school. My daughter, she was in kindergarten. We went to Michigan Avenue. And I became the PTO president, and I did this and did that, and finally ran for school board. I look back, though, and the truth of the matter was, I had a selfish motive that I wanted to help my child. But you know what? I didn't get to. Because there's so many other kids that need help. So when I tell you to get involved, and if you're not involved, get involved, because you may be that person, and you may say that thing, not just to your child, but maybe your child's friend, that will make a difference. That will change their world by just being an encourager, being a supporter. It makes a difference. I just challenge you. Don't let anybody tell you they can't do what they want to do. We've got so many things in Bradley County that's going on for these students. If you've not heard about the Pie Center, it is going to be phenomenal. And for your students, for your child, it's going to be an opportunity that we, as adults, have never had in Bradley County. I look forward to the day that your students are going to be in that program, because it's going to change how Cleveland and Bradley County functions. So that's just a little piece of it. We're going to have an open house, a lot of things going on there, but we're going to be prepared, and it's going to be run like a fine machine when these students get to high school. So I'm excited about that. Watch it. And again, if you're involved, you'll know a lot about it, and you'll know what kind of direction we need to make sure that our students go and the help they'll need to be successful. So I've talked enough, and you're tired of listening to me because I'm sure you want to see that your students get awards. But again, on behalf of myself and our Board of Education, congratulations, students, for your hard work. Congratulations, parents, for getting your students here. They didn't get here by themselves. And we know that. I know that as a parent. And I've got to say this too. I've got 3 daughters. So we talk about being involved. I've got a 30-year-old I talk to every day, a 23-year-old, and a 19-year-old. I'm worse than a mama. Really, it really is. I think at kindergarten I read a book, and I Love You Forever. And I put myself in that position that I love my kids as much as anyone could ever. And my wives know that. They know that. My wife knows that that's who I am. My kids are just as important. And I want to make sure they're a part. And men, fathers, grandpas, you need to make sure you're saying that to your kids. You need to make sure they know that you got a heart. I'm mean and tough, believe it or not. I know it's hard to believe, ladies, but I'm mean and tough. And my kids know it, but they know I love them. Don't fail to tell your kids you love them every single day, because that may be the only thing that keeps them from going the other way. God bless you. Thank you.
All right, moving along in our program. Now is the time for the presentation of our special awards. And we're going to begin with Mrs. Miller's class. All right, in Ms. Miller's class, the first award for this evening goes to the student that earned, is the top AR point earner this year, and this award goes to Miss Emily Holt. All right, next is the reading award for Ms. Miller's class, and this student earned the highest GPA in reading this year. This award goes to Cade Smith. The next award is the Math Award, and the student that earned this award, Miss Mia Viviano. While she's coming up, Mia also earned the next award, which is also the Language Arts Award. All right, in Ms. Miller's class, the student that was chosen as most improved this year, Mr. Noah Gwynn. Actually, we've got two Most Improved Awards to hand out in Ms. Miller's class. One went to Noah, and the second one goes to Liliana Bearfield. The next two awards, we started getting these out a couple of years ago, and so really our kindergarten all the way through our 5th grade, our students take 3 benchmark tests through the year. One in August when they come back from summer break, one in December before Christmas break, and then one in May. And we use that to kind of gauge their process or their progress through the year, make instructional decisions so we can better support our students. So we give 2 awards. The first one is for reading, and this is the student that has made the actual most growth in reading from August until May. This award goes to Caden Boone. All right, the student that made the most growth in math through the year, this award goes to Eli Painter. the music award chosen by Miss Burton. This award goes to, you saw him play, Kate Smith. This year, the PE award chosen by Miss Chastain goes to Eli Painter. The student that was chosen most dependable in Miss Miller's class, Ivy Payne. And then the student that was chosen best all around, Noah Stanfield. All right, in this Miller's class, we had 4 students that earned the A honor roll. So I'm going to go ahead and call all 4 names. You guys will come up and receive your certificate. First off, she's not here, but I want to recognize Miss Taylor Hoffman. Next, Mr. Noah Gwynn. Kate Smith. And Mia Viviano. All right, the next 7 students earned AB honor roll, so I'm going to recognize them. So when you hear your name, if you'll come up to the stage and receive your certificate, Liliana Bearfield, Kylie Bird, Jacob Blankenship, Emily Holt, Eli Painter, Ivy Payne, and Noah Stanfield. All right, we had 2 students in Miss Miller's class that earned, went above and beyond in PE, earned the Presidential Fitness Award. One, again, she's not here, Taylor Hoffman. And the second one, Miss Kira Smith. All right, let's give Miss Miller's class a big round of applause. Next, we're going to move to Miss Painter's class. And the top AR point earner in Miss Painter's class this year, Miss Alexis Falk. All right, the next award is the Reading Award. This student achieved, had the highest achievement in reading this year in his painter's class, Gavin Kirkpatrick. All right, the next award is the Math Award, and this award goes to Alan Matthews. All right, the next award for Miss Painter's class is the Language Arts Award, and this goes to Cole Smith. All right, the next two awards are our Most Improved Awards for Miss Painter's class, and these awards go to two young ladies. One is Ashley Hicks. The second Most Improved Award goes to Addison Payne. All right, our next two awards are our Most Growth in Reading and Math Awards for Miss Painter's class. The student that had the most growth in reading this year, from August until May, Miss Addison Short. All right, the student that had the most growth in math this year, this award goes to Micah Lee. And while Mike is up here, he is also the recipient of the next award. He is also the winner of the Music Award. All right, next is the PE Award chosen by Ms. Chastain, and this award goes to Anna Lee Miller. All right, the next award for Miss Painter's class is the Most Dependable Award, and the student chosen for this award, Miss Caroline Buell. The next award for Ms. Painter's class, Best All Around. And this award goes to Aniston Spraker. We had 3 students from Ms. Painter's class that earned all A honor roll. And these students, if you'll come up and receive your certificate, Ms. Caroline Buell, Patrick Dunn, and Alexis Falk, and Aniston Spraker. All right, we had 7 students that earned AB honor roll, and they are Mallory Calfee, Jeffrey Fivash, Azaria Gutierrez, Kalia Hardy, Gavin Kirkpatrick, Micah Lee, and Emily McDaniel. We had 1 student from Ms. Painter's class that earned perfect attendance. And this certificate goes to Alexis Falk. We had 1 student from Ms. Painter's class that earned the Presidential Fitness Award, and this award goes to Alan Matthews. All right, let's give Ms. Painter's class a big round of applause. And now Ms. Smith's class. All right, here we go, starting with the student that earned top AR points this year, Summer Rain Rattler. The next award is the Reading Award. The student that had the highest achievement this year in the Smith class, Malia Payne. All right, here we go for math. The math award, the student with the highest achievement this year, Mr. Brody Tinsley. All right, the next award is the Language Arts Award for Ms. Smith's class. This award goes to Jasmine Henniger. We have two Most Improved Student Awards. The first one in Ms. Smith's class, Miss Autumn Moses. All right. The second Most Improved Student Award goes to Miss Molly Dalton. I'm afraid the nervousness is kind of worn off, and now we're getting the personalities. What's that? All right, here we go. The next two awards are our growth awards. And the student that made the most growth from August until May in reading, Brody Tinsley. All right, the student that had the most growth in math this year, Mr. Bryson Ware. The next award is our music award chosen by Miss Burton, and this award goes to Addison Wilkins. Our next award is the PE award chosen by Miss Chastain, Antonio Butts. Chosen in Miss Smith's class as most dependable, Autumn Oswald. And then the student chosen as best all around, Bryson Ware. All right, in Ms. Smith's class this year, we had one student that earned the A honor roll, and that goes to Brody Tinsley. The students, we have 3 students that earned the AB honor roll, and these students are Summer Rattler, Malia Payne, and Jasmine Henniger. All right, and then in Ms. Smith's class, we had one student that earned perfect attendance this year, Mr. Ricardo Vera Zacarias. We had one student in Ms. Smith's class that earned the Presidential Fitness Award, Mr. Antonio Butts. All right, let's give Ms. Smith's class a big round of applause. Next up, we have some special recognitions. And the first up, we have 6 students that their special recognition was they were chosen to represent Oak Grove in the Tennessee State Treble Honors Choir. And for those of you that don't know about that, it's a very special honor. We were lucky, my wife and I were lucky to have our son involved with it when he was in 5th grade. And basically these students, we have students at Oak Grove that have to submit a recording of them singing. It gets submitted to a committee in Nashville, and then they choose students from all over the state of Tennessee to come together and perform. And it's a really, really, really special, it's a special trip, and it's a special honor to be selected to do that. So at this time, if these students, when I call your name, if you'll come up to the stage, Miss Kalia Hardy. The next student is not here, but I want to recognize Ms. Taylor Hoffman. Next, Micah Lee. Addison Short. Mia Viviano. And the next student isn't here, but I want to recognize Addison Wilkins. the next recognition, we want to recognize our students that earned the right to be a part of our Junior Beta Club. So if you hear your name, fifth graders, if you hear your name, I want you to stand at your seat. All right, just stand and stay standing. Want to recognize Jacob Blankenship. Please stand. Patrick Dunn. Jeffrey Fiveash. Jasmine Henniger. Taylor Hoffman. Gavin Kirkpatrick. Alan Matthews. Autumn Oswald. Malia Payne. Summer Rattler. Reed Smith. Aniston Spraker. Brody Tinsley. Mia Viviano. Bryson Ware. And Logan Woodruff. Let's give these students a big round of applause. Thank you guys, and please be seated. We also have 4 students that we want to recognize as helping us each in the mornings with our Falcon News team. So if you guys and ladies will actually stand and be recognized, Ms. Molly Dalton, Alexis Hall, Taylor Hoffman, and Autumn Oswald. Let's give these ladies a round of applause. Our next recognitions, we want to recognize our 5th grade class superlatives. And these superlatives, let me say, 5th graders, these are the ones that you chose and you voted on, okay? So out of our 5th grade class, the 2 students voted most dependable, Cole Smith and Alexis Falk. Voted best dressed, Noah Gwynn and Addison Short. All right, the 2 students chosen as most outgoing, Patrick Dunn and Autumn Moses. The 2 students chosen as friendliest, Joseph Connor and Aniston Spraker. For most school spirit, Rhodey Tinsley, and Molly Dalton. All right, the two students chosen as most athletic, Eli Painter and Annalie Miller. Two students chosen as most talented, Kate Smith and Mia Viviano. Our final two superlatives are Mr. and Miss Oak Grove. Mr. Oak Grove, chosen by 5th grade, Micah Lee. Miss Oak Grove, Addison Payne. Our final two awards, what I really call our special awards, and at Oak Grove, we present the David Weir Medal of Freedom Award to one of our 5th grade students. Sergeant David Weir was a former student at Oak Grove. He was a former student athlete at Bradley Central High School. He gave his life in Iraq for the things that he believed in, namely his home and his friends and family. When I began teaching and coaching football at Bradley, I got the chance to get to know David briefly. And I can remember talking to him on the sideline at practice one day still. And, he was one of the friendliest kids you'd ever meet. He was polite. He had a great sense of humor. And while we talked, we realized that we kind of had a little connection. He was actually a former student in my mom's 3rd grade classroom at Oak Grove. And what I can say about David is that he was not necessarily the best athlete on the football field, but what stood out, what made him stand out from the rest was that he worked extremely hard at everything that he did, because that was what was expected of him. And this year's recipient of the David Weir Medal of Freedom has many of David's characteristics. She's well-mannered. She's always on task. She never needs directions told to her more than once. She's well-behaved. She's a great all-around student with good grades. And so this year, the Sergeant David Weir Medal of Freedom goes to Miss Anna Paredes. present this year's Principals Award. The Principals Award is the highest possible award a student at Oak Grove Elementary School can achieve. The Principals Award is intended to be achieved by a student who makes exemplary contributions to our school throughout the year. The recipient of the award has shown academic excellence, has maintained a positive attitude throughout their career at Oak Grove. This recipient has made contributions to our school through their academics, respect and responsibility, and class participation. So I'm very proud tonight to present the 2019 Oak Grove Principals Award to Mr. Patrick Dunn. All right, this time we have a special presentation for our parents.
More than
present our 5th grade graduates with their certificate of completion, starting with Ms. Miller's class. All right, first up, Mr. Caden Clower. Josh Hitson. Jacob Smith. All right, next, Jason Ball. Liliana Bearfield. Kylie Bird. Jacob Blankenship. Hayden Boone. Joseph Connor. Libby Crabtree. Jason Fiveash. Noah Gwynn. Emily Holt. Eli Painter. Anna Paredes. Ivy Payne. Kaylee Setters. Cade Smith. Kira Smith. Noah Stanfield. Rosalio Tobar. Kimberly Villatoro Martinez. Mia Viviano. All right, in this painter's class, Caroline Buell. Mallory Calfee. Here. Patrick Dunn. Alexis Falk. Jeffrey Fibash. Azaria Gutierrez. Kalia Hardy. Ashley Hicks. Gavin Kirkpatrick. Michael Lee. Alan Matthews. Annalee Miller. Joseph Parker. Addison Payne. Micah Sack. Addison Short. Cole Smith. Aniston Spraker. Aiden Swalker. And Gage Weathers. All right, in Miss Smith's class, Austin Bowman. Antonio Butts. Molly Dalton. Ashton Deal. Jasmine Henniger. Autumn Moses. Autumn Oswald. Malia Payne. Summer Rattler. Jace Rogers. Miss Smith. Hannah Setters. Tyson Sloan. Carrington Thompson. Rody Tinsley. Star Tovar. Ricardo Vera Zacharias. Bryson Ware. And Mr. Logan Woodruff. At this time, I present to you the class of 2026. At this time, will our fifth graders please come to the stage? all of our Oak Grove families for being here this evening to honor this year's class of 2026. The students have made tremendous progress this school year, and I'm looking forward to even greater achievements for them next year in middle school. Students, you worked hard toward meeting very high goals at Oak Grove, and we expect you to continue to meet those high expectations in the middle school. Your families and all of your teachers at Oak Grove will always be cheering for you. And so to close, teachers, has this 5th grade class of 2026 met all the requirements and standards set forth by the state of Tennessee? On behalf of the Bradley County School Board and the state of Tennessee, I hereby declare these students promoted to 6th grade. So congratulations, and one more time, go Falcons!